Okay, this is lesson 4.6 notes, day 2, problems 2 and 3. And what it's asking us to do is to write an equation in slope-intercept form. So we need to find the m and find the b. Okay, so question number 2, a boa constrictor is 18 inches long at birth and grows 8 inches per year. Write an equation that represents the length y in feet of a boa constrictor that is x years old. So we need to find the y equals mx plus b for this equation. Y equals mx plus b. All right, so we have a couple of numbers here, so we're going to underline some of the key numbers. We know it's 18 inches at birth. That's a key important fact. And it grows 8 inches, and this is the magic 3-letter word that tells us what the rate is. So 8 inches per year. Write an equation that represents the length in feet of the boa constrictor. So how long is the boa constrictor based on how old is it? Okay. So y is equal to m is the slope or the rate. So this per, P-E-R, tells us that it's 8 inches per year. So 8 times x plus, now we also know that they are not born at 0 inches long. So when it was born, it was already 18 inches long. So when the time is 0, the day it was born, it was already 18 inches long. So if it was 5 years old, we could take 8 times 5, which is 40. 40 plus 18, which is 58. So at 5 years old, and this, I just picked a random number, by the way. So 5 years old, it would be 58 inches. So that's a way that I used the equation in order to solve if the question was how long is the boa constrictor going to be if it's 5 years old. Okay, I'm also going to draw a crude graph. That means I don't have my actual lines here or here, the grid marks, that is, but I do have 0, 0, and I do have time in years over here, and I have length over here, and this is in feet, and this is in years. Sorry, I'm trying to write with the mouse, so that doesn't look very pretty, but it'll work. So this is length in feet and time in years. Now I know that my y-intercept is 18, so I'm not going to start growing the snake at 0 inches. The snake actually starts when it's born at 18 inches. And then every 1 year, 1, 2, 3 years, it grows 8 inches. So that's going to be a positive slope. So if you were to graph this, it's going to look something like this. Okay? All right, next question. One of your friends gives you $10 for a charity walkathon. Another friend gives you an amount per mile. Keyword there, P-E-R. Okay, that tells you the rate. Rate is also the slope. After 5 miles, you have raised $13.50 total. So go back and underline some of these key numbers. Write an equation that represents the amount of money Y you have raised after X miles. Okay, so one of the students just gives you money. You start out, even if you don't walk at all, you're going to get $10. So you know that that's going to be the B in the equation. Y equals mx plus b. So we know that y equals mx plus 10. Okay? So now we need to find the slope of this line. So how are we going to do that? Well, if we raised $13.50 total, if the one friend gave us 10, that means the other friend must have given us $3.50. Okay? But they're giving us per mile. So this was after 5 miles. So $3.50 for 5 miles. Okay. Now, based on this given information, $3.50 for 5 miles, you need to figure out how much is it per 1 mile. So that way you can write the equation after X miles. So in other words, I want you to solve for M, and I want you to rewrite the equation y equals mx plus 10, because we already know the y-intercept is 10, and I want you to solve and tell me what the slope is based on this information. If you know X is 5 miles, Y is $3.50, what is the unit rate, or what is the slope per mile? And again, this is the key word in any slope intercept question, and that's the 3-letter word, just like we saw up here, PER, that gives us the unit rate. So I want you to figure out what that number should be, and I want you to complete the equation. Good luck.